What is up everyone, this is Dart here with a new video. So it looks like Spring Anime 2021 is coming to an end, and this season has been pretty good for anime. I mean, we've gotten some good titles that came out this spring, unlike the Miss Nagatoro, Tokyo Revengers, For Eternity, that anime with a title I can't literally freaking pronounce. But of all of that, I decided to review an anime that we all know about, and to kick things off, the ever so popular My Hero Academia Season 5. Now the Season 5 hasn't ended, in fact the Joint Training arc has just ended and we're about to go to the next arc. Now let's get on with the synopsis of Joint Training arc. In the Joint Training arc, our characters from Class 1A compete with Class 1B in a series of team matches. However, joining the training is Hitoshi Shinzo from the General Studies class. He did this because he is very eager to join the Heroes class in order to achieve his dream. He has to go special training from Aizawa and participate in their battle to, I guess, get a good impression from the teachers, and that's basically the summary of their arc. Now frankly, when I first heard about this, that will be the first arc of Season 5, I was, to be honest, I was kind of fishy about this, and I also didn't like Season 4 that much as the previous seasons, so I wasn't having much expectations for this season. I thought it would be mediocre as Season 4, or maybe even worse. Now that the current arc has ended, I'ma spit out a sentence on what I feel about this new season. You ready? Drumroll please. Actually, don't add a drumroll. My Hero Academia Season 5 actually succeeded my expectations, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. Now you guys might be surprised to hear those words, considering that not a lot of people even give two hoots about Season 5, even though it's the most popular anime that is airing in spring according to anime list. I mean, if you go to the website anitrends.net and look at their top anime charts of spring 2021, My Hero Academia Season 5 has appeared in the top 10 only 4 times. It is constantly being topped by other anime titles like Higehiro, 86, Tokyo Revengers, and etc. Whereas Season 5 just barely get into the top 10, just barely. And I think the reason is that My Hero Academia is a series that only gets really good at a certain episode and goes back to being normal mode again, which is also the same case for Season 5. And don't get me wrong, I also felt that while watching Season 5, but it doesn't change the fact that I still enjoyed it. And with that overly long info, here is my depth review of My Hero Academia Season 5. And we're also gonna be talking about the next arc, the Endeavor Agency arc, predicting what will happen. Now I'm saying this is my own personal opinion. You don't have to like the anime. If you hate Season 5, hate it. And don't worry, this will be a spoiler-free video, well, at least for Season 5. So first off, starting with what seems to be overall the best first episode of My Hero Academia season. I'm dead ass on this one here. I think it is because it is such a great introduction of not just their characters and their quirks, but also their fighting style and their teamwork. All the first episodes the previous seasons tend to be slow, and it doesn't really introduce all the characters from Class 1A. But everyone here in Class 1A gets an introduction while in an ongoing battle with Tamaki and Nejiri posing as villains and Mirio posing as whatever this is. Despite all the teamwork really shows within the battle and outshines with their use of quirks and their abilities. They also mention the current state of Endeavor and a little sneak peek at the end. Alright, now we're in the final main arc, the Joint Training arc. Now like I said, I was fishy about this new arc that is about to be covered in Season 5, but I sent some light on it because I like the battles that are kind of set up by the teachers or the ones in charge of the high school. Some examples are the UA Sports Festival and the final exams. But I was also worried because we're now introducing the students from Class 1B. So I was watching the rest of the video of this segment right here that was supposed to be after, and I couldn't talk my words properly for some reason, so I'm gonna say here that, so I was trying to say that just like the professional exams arc, I feel like the students from Class 1B would just be wasted and as a missed potential, and I was kind of worried about that one, and that's what I was trying to say. But I think there is one new character from Class 1B, of course, that might have some potential to later story. Introducing Shihai. Out of all the characters, he actually left an impression on me because he claimed to be a rival of Tokoyami. And it makes sense to set up this rivalry considering that Chihai's quirk is actually similar to Tokoyami's quirk, and I don't think it will be a kind of rivalry like Hiroshima and Tatsutatsu where it's kind of placed as a joke that I wouldn't take it seriously. I mean, they just beat around. They have basically exactly the same quirk, but this kind of rivalry here is actually pretty serious, and Chihai and Tokoyami are both serious characters. I mean, Chihai is very bold that he initiated the rivalry by talking directly to Tokoyami and using his quirk as an advantage to strike him. It could go two ways. One, it will be very developed on the later arcs, or two, it could be for comedic use, which I don't want to happen. Now let's talk about the 5 matches of My Hero Academia. All 5 matches have a consistent factor in which they nailed in, that is the battle planning. Out of all the 5 battles, my favorite battle would actually be the 4th match with Bakugo. We all know Bakugo's fighting style. He's very aggressive and likes to charge ahead with anyone's support really, but this one's different. Instead of being reckless, he actually has a plan, but in here it's Bakugo's kind of a leader in some sorts, while still retaining his own way. He even goes out of his way to save Kyoka in order to win their match. I love this battle because Bakugo finally realized the importance of cooperation, and it is a step up to his character development in order to achieve his dreams of becoming a #1 hero and be a better rival to Midoriya. There are even some details of Season 5 that are not worth missing out because I think it would potentially play in the latter arcs, such as of course the new abilities of some quirks, the aforementioned rivalry, extra info on Monoma's quirk, and of course this one. There's also another detail that could potentially play on the next arc, and that event happened in episode 1 and 2. Now I actually have some minor complaints with this season, and let me list them off, okay? All of the battles seem very rushed and quick. I think they was only covered for like 2 episodes. I think the shortest one is the 4th match, which is ironically the best battle of this season. Well, at least the first arc. It's also that constant gag that it's Vlad's biased commentary and students from class 1A and having right of it. I mean, I get the gag. It makes sense, right? But I don't know, they just keep on overdoing this and it's kind of annoying. And the fact that Shinso is kind of like Aizawa but remodeled, he can use ropes in order to maneuver and fight with. I know that last one might be nitpicky, but to be honest, that is just my overall opinion. In conclusion, Season 5, while at least the joint training arc, is just basically the beginning of a new story that is trying to redeem itself from Season 4. We've only been at the end of the first half, and it is already better than Season 4, well in my opinion of course, and it's also as good as Season 3. Is it the best anime of this season? No. I'm pretty sure there are plenty that are better than My Hero Academia Season 5, for what it's worth, it is still a goddamn enjoyable anime. Okay, so now let's talk about our next arc, the Endeavor Agency arc. So what do I think is about to happen? Well, first let's discuss what we know about. So the work studies are now in effect once again, leaving everyone to choose their work studies again. However, Midoriya and Bakugo wouldn't even join their work studies again, so Shoto asked both of them if they can join his father's agency, and they agreed to accompany him in Endeavor's agency. That's about it from the last episode, episode 13 at least. Now to fully predict this, we need a visual key, which is now available and has been released, and context clues from the last arc as our resources. Remember that I said about that little event that happened in episode 1 and 2? Well, I think that could be a key player to our next arc. In fact, I'll go on a limb and say that it will be massive and kind of creates a plot twist, or in order to like change the story or whatever. Not only the visual key give it away, but also that little event in episode 2. I don't want to say much about what happened because they'll probably give more spoilers, but I'll give you one hint, and that is involves a character that was introduced in late season 4. You probably know who I'm talking about at this point, did you? Another thing I'll predict is that we'll have another battle with Midoriya and Bakugo while cooperating each other, considering a 4th match. 4th match has some meaning to Bakugo's character development. I think this battle will also be good. And that's all there is to it, so I like to see again that is just my personal opinion and you can disagree with this review. At the end of the video, you can follow my socials down in the description, and you can also give it a like if you enjoyed this video. If this is your first video and you're new to my channel, be sure to click that red button. You see a red button that says subscribe. Well, if you click that, it will automatically subscribe to my channel. Well, of course, you can unsubscribe, but you won't do that. Of course, you won't do that. Oh, and click the bell if you don't want to miss my videos. And also, always thank you so much for watching, and I'm signing out.